Welcome to my channel. HD Rare Coins 111. In this video I tell you about the United States of America all coins which are most expensive, rare, valuable, and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. Hey there coin lovers, we dig deep into the hidden treasures of your pocket change. If you love rare coins, valuable discoveries, and fascinating American history, then this video is one you don't want to miss. We're diving into a coin that looks pretty ordinary at first glance, but under the right conditions, can fetch a truly jaw-dropping price. We're talking about none other than the 1999 Delaware State Quarter, part of the iconic Washington Quarter series. Now you might be thinking, it's just a quarter. 25 cents, what's the big deal? But let me tell you, in the world of coin collecting, a simple quarter can sometimes be worth more than a brand new car. And in today's story, we'll show you why. Let's rewind the clock a little and set the scene. The year was 1999. The world was preparing for the new millennium, the Y2K panic was in full swing, and the US Mint launched something completely new, the 50-state quarters program. This program aimed to release one quarter for each state, in the order that they ratified the Constitution. So naturally, the first state to be honored was Delaware. And thus, the Delaware quarter became the very first issue in this epic coin series. The reverse side of this coin features a man on horseback. That man is Caesar Rodney, a founding father and a true American hero. He famously rode 80 miles through the night to cast the deciding vote for American independence. The design is bold and patriotic, capturing that historic midnight ride. It's a beautiful tribute to both Rodney and the state of Delaware, and it marked the beginning of one of the most popular coin programs in U.S. history. The obverse, as always, carries the classic profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design had been used since 1932, but for the state quarters, the words United States of America and quarter dollar remained, joined by the unique state designs on the reverse. What makes the 1999 Delaware quarter special isn't just its status as the first state quarter. It's also one of the most collected and sought-after issues because collectors were hyped about the new series and many people saved them in pristine condition. However, not all Delaware quarters are created equal. While most of them are worth face value or just a little more, there are some error coins out there, coins with flaws that occurred during minting, that have become incredibly valuable. One such error is known as the spitting horse variety. If you look closely at some Delaware quarters, you might notice a strange die crack near the horse's mouth, making it appear as if the horse is, well, spitting. These small errors might seem insignificant, but in the world of numismatics, they're a big deal. Collectors go crazy over them, and depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin, they can fetch a nice premium. But we're not just here to talk about $10 or $50 coins. We're here to talk about one particular 1999 Delaware quarter that went far beyond that. And yes, someone actually paid an astonishing sum for it. Before we reveal that number, let's talk about why that coin reached such heights in value. First, it was a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and timing. The coin was graded by a professional grading service and received one of the highest grades possible. When it comes to grading, coins are measured on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS 70, Mint State 70, is absolutely flawless, with no marks, scratches, or imperfections even under magnification. Now imagine a 1999 Delaware quarter with an extremely rare mint error, perhaps a misstrike, an off-center die, or a double die, and it also happens to be in nearly perfect condition. That combination is like hitting the lottery. Collectors are willing to spend huge amounts of money for coins like this. And in this case, we're talking about a serious amount of cash. But don't worry, we'll get to the exact numbers soon. Let's take a quick look at where these coins were made. The 1999 Delaware quarters were struck at 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint can be identified by a small letter near Washington's ponytail, P, D, or S. The ones struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark are proof coins, specially made for collectors. These are not meant for circulation and often come in sets. Some are even made of 90% silver, making them more desirable. While the silver-proof versions have inherent value due to their metal content, the real money comes from the rare minting errors combined with near-perfect condition. It's the coin that checks all the boxes that becomes the ultimate prize. Some errors that make coins valuable include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, and wrong planchet errors. If a Delaware quarter was accidentally struck on a nickel or dime blank, for instance, that could multiply its value. Now, let's talk about condition. If you've got a Delaware quarter in your pocket, flip it over. Is it scratched? Worn? That's normal for a circulated coin. But an uncirculated one, especially one straight from a mint roll, could be much more valuable. If you believe you have something special, it's worth having the coin professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC can assess its condition and determine if it has collector-level value. Sometimes people find rare coins in the most unexpected places. A change jar, an old drawer, or even as part of inherited coin collections. It's not just wishful thinking, it actually happens. That's why it's so important to check your coins. That plain-looking quarter you toss in the vending machine could be worth far more than 25 cents. Now, after all this talk of history, rarity, and grading, let's get to the number you've been waiting for. One very special 1999 Delaware Washington quarter, with an ultra-rare mint error and nearly flawless condition, sold for a truly unbelievable sum. Yes, this single coin, once worth just $0.25, fetched an auction price of $74,000. That's right. $74,000. For one quarter. Let that sink in. It just goes to show how incredible the world of coin collecting can be. Something small and ordinary can become something extraordinary when you know what to look for. So next time you get change from the store, don't just shove it in your pocket. Look closely. Because you never know what kind of treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for joining us on this journey into coin history and hidden value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more amazing stories like this one. Drop a comment below and tell us if you've ever found a rare coin, or which one you're hoping to find. We love hearing from our fellow collectors and treasure hunters. Until next time, keep checking your change and chasing those rare finds. Happy hunting, everyone! Top 2. We're taking a deep dive into a fascinating piece of American change that might just be worth a small fortune if you happen to have the right one in your pocket. We're talking about the 1999 Washington quarter from the state of Connecticut. At face value, it's just 25 cents. But under the right circumstances, one of these coins shocked collectors and auction houses alike by fetching an incredible price. Now, imagine flipping through your change jar and discovering a coin that could change your life. That's the magic of rare coins, and it's exactly what we're exploring in today's video. Let's set the stage for the Connecticut quarter. It was the fifth coin released in the historic 50-state quarters program. This was the Mint's ambitious effort to celebrate every U.S. state with a unique coin design. The series started in 1999, and Connecticut's quarter was released in the same year, following Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Georgia. The excitement around this new collectible series was growing with every coin. On the reverse side of the Connecticut quarter, you'll find a powerful symbol of endurance and freedom, the legendary charter oak tree. It's not just a beautiful design, it's a story deeply rooted in American colonial history. The charter oak became famous during the 1600s when Connecticut colonists hid the royal charter inside the hollow of the tree to protect it from British authorities. That act of rebellion became a powerful symbol of resistance. The tree itself stood for centuries until a storm in 1856 brought it down. But its legacy lived on in everything from state emblems to, of course, this unforgettable quarter design. The artist responsible for the reverse design was T. James Farrell, and he did an incredible job capturing the winding branches and mighty presence of the historic oak. The detail is stunning and has made this one of the most admired quarters in the entire state series. On the front, as with all Washington quarters, we see the classic portrait of George Washington, a design originally created by John Flanagan and used since 1932. The Connecticut quarter followed the format but gave collectors something fresh to admire. The U.S. Mint struck millions of Connecticut quarters in 1999 across its three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you look near Washington's ponytail, you'll see a small letter P, D, or S, depending on the mint. Coins from Philadelphia and Denver were made for circulation. The San Francisco Mint struck special proof coins, often made with higher quality, or even 90% silver for collectors. Most Connecticut quarters you'll find in pocket change are worth just that, 25 cents. But when you start diving into errors, conditions, and rarities, that's where things get exciting. You see, not every coin rolls off the minting press perfectly. Some come out with striking errors that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. We're talking about double strikes, off-center images, missing layers, and more. One of the rarest and most sought-after Connecticut quarters is one that has a dramatic mint error, like being struck on the wrong planchet, or with a die crack that creates a bizarre and noticeable feature on the coin. There are also examples of the Connecticut quarter being struck on dime planchets, which means the coin is smaller and thinner than it should be. These are instantly collectible because they're clear mistakes that slip through quality control. Another variation includes broad strikes, where the coin wasn't properly contained in the coining chamber, allowing the metal to spread unnaturally. It may not be pretty, but it's rare, and rare equals valuable. But rarity alone isn't enough. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its final value. Collectors use the Sheldon grading scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. A coin graded MS-70, mint state 70, is essentially flawless. Combine a rare mint error with a grade of MS-67, MS-68, or higher, and now you're looking at a coin that becomes a hot item in collector circles and coin auctions across the country. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assess and authenticate these coins, helping buyers and sellers trust the value of what's being exchanged. If you ever think you have a valuable quarter, sending it for grading is the smart first step. Most error coins sell for a few $100s or even a couple thousand depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. But every so often, one comes along that blows past expectations, and that's exactly what happened with a certain 1999 Connecticut quarter that went on to make headlines. Not only did it have an extremely rare mint error, but it was preserved in stunning condition. This coin was examined, graded, and authenticated, and it was unlike any other Connecticut quarter collectors had seen. Bidders at the auction knew they were dealing with a once-in-a-lifetime piece. The bidding started modestly, but quickly escalated as the rarity and grade drove intense competition among seasoned collectors. Phone bidders, online bidders, and live auctioneers fought to add this gem to their collection. The hammer finally dropped at a number that stunned even the most experienced numismatists in the room. All for a coin that started its life as just a simple quarter. So now the big question: how much did it sell for? One rare, error-laden, high-grade 1999 Connecticut Washington quarter dollar sold at auction for an unbelievable $64,000. That's right. A coin you might overlook in your pocket change brought in $64,000. All because of a mistake at the mint and some very fortunate preservation. This is why so many collectors are constantly searching their loose change. Because stories like this one are real, and they remind us that rare treasure doesn't always come buried in the ground. Sometimes, it jingles in your jeans. So next time you get change at the store or find an old jar of coins in the attic, don't ignore those state quarters. Especially from 1999. Especially Connecticut. Take a good look. Check for errors. And if you're lucky enough to find something strange and beautiful, consider getting it graded. You just might be holding a small fortune. Thanks for watching, friends. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell for more hidden treasures from the world of coin collecting. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird or rare coin. You never know who else might have something valuable to share. Until next time, keep looking, keep learning, and always check your change. Happy hunting! Top 3. We're diving deep into the 2007 Washington quarter featuring the beautiful state of Montana. Now, most people see a quarter and think, just 25 cents. But what if I told you that one version of the Montana quarter sold for thousands and thousands of dollars? Yes, this is one of those coins that can turn ordinary into extraordinary. So, grab your coin jar, sit back, and get ready, because this story is going to make you look at your spare change in a whole new light. Let's begin with the state itself, Montana. Known as Big Sky Country, Montana is famous for its wide open landscapes, breathtaking mountains, and rich Native American and pioneer history. And the quarter design captures a slice of that rugged identity. Released in 2007, the Montana quarter was the 41st coin in the 50-state quarters program, a wildly successful series that started in 1999 and ran through 2008. Each coin in the series celebrated a different U.S. state with a unique design on the reverse side. Now let's take a closer look at the Montana quarters artwork. On the reverse, the centerpiece is a striking image of a bison's skull hovering over the rugged Montana landscape. It's haunting, mysterious, and deeply symbolic. The bison's skull is more than just a visual. It pays tribute to the Native American cultures of the region, where the bison held spiritual significance and provided everything from food to tools to shelter. This image represents strength, survival, and heritage. Beneath the skull, you can see Montana's rolling plains and majestic mountains in the background. The combination of natural beauty and symbolism gives this coin a bold and unforgettable appearance. And of course, across the top, you'll find the state name, Montana, along with the year of statehood, 1889. At the bottom, the coin reads 2007. The year it was minted and released to the public. On the front side of the coin, you'll find the familiar face of George Washington. This classic design, created by John Flanagan in 1932, remained the standard obverse for all the state quarters throughout the program. The Montana quarter was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia carry a P mint mark, Denver coins have a D, and proof coins from San Francisco feature an S. Philadelphia and Denver coins were meant for general circulation, while the San Francisco coins were made in limited quantities for collectors and often struck with sharper detail. Some proof versions are even composed of 90% silver. Millions of these coins were produced, and for the most part, they're only worth face value. But as with all coins, there are exceptions. Some Montana quarters are worth much, much more. What makes certain Montana quarters valuable? It comes down to 3 major factors: rarity, condition, and minting errors. When these 3 come together, prices can skyrocket. One of the most sought-after features among collectors is a mint error. Errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, whether it's a double strike, an off-center strike, or the coin is struck on the wrong type of metal. In the case of the Montana quarter, there have been reports of coins struck with die cracks, doubled dies, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, like those intended for nickels or foreign coins. These mistakes make the coin highly collectible. Another important factor is the coin's condition. The grading system used by collectors ranges from PUR P1 all the way to mint state 70, MS 70, which is a perfect, flawless coin. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value. Coins that come directly from uncirculated rolls or mint sets and remain untouched can reach incredibly high grades like MS 67 or higher. These coins are extremely rare, especially when paired with an error. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC assess coins for their authenticity and condition. If you think you have a valuable Montana quarter, submitting it to one of these services is a smart move. Let's say you find a Montana quarter with a unique mint error, and it happens to be in excellent, uncirculated condition. That's when you might be holding a coin worth far more than 25 cents. In fact, that's exactly what happened in a rare and exciting case. One special Montana quarter, discovered with a major error and near-perfect grade, caught the attention of serious collectors at a major coin auction. The bidding was intense. Collectors from all over the country were eager to own a piece that combined a beautiful design, rich symbolism, and a rare mistake by the U.S. Mint. What made this coin stand out was the fact that it was not only struck on the wrong planchet, but also preserved in stunning condition with a grade high enough to qualify it as nearly flawless. This combination of factors pushed the coin's value far beyond typical collector coins. People were amazed by how high the bids went, and the final sale price turned heads across the numismatic community. It's the kind of story that fuels the passion of coin hunters and collectors everywhere. A coin meant to be worth 25 cents ending up on the auction block for thousands. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the actual value of this rare 2007 Montana State quarter. That special coin, featuring a significant minting error and nearly perfect grade, sold for a mind-blowing total of $44,000. Yes, you heard that right. $44,000. For a single quarter. And it's out there, a real example of just how valuable a common-looking coin can become under the right conditions. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a hunt, a mystery, and sometimes, a treasure trove hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you find yourself holding a Montana quarter, don't just toss it in with the rest. Take a good look. You never know, you might be staring at a little piece of American history worth thousands. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got more coin stories, values, and hidden treasures coming your way. Drop a comment below and let us know what rare coins you've found, or which state quarter you're still on the lookout for. We love hearing your coin hunting stories. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins clean, and your hopes high. Happy collecting, everyone! Top 4. We're looking at a quarter that tells a story you may have never heard, a story of conservation, legacy, and yes, incredible value. The coin we're talking about is the 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller Washington quarter. You might have seen it in your change and thought nothing of it. But believe it or not, one of these coins turned up with a unique feature that brought in a serious payday. This isn't just another quarter. It's part of a meaningful series that connects modern America to its environmental roots and to a legacy of protecting our land for future generations. The 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. This program highlighted national parks and historic sites across the U.S. The coin specifically honors the Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park located in Vermont. It's the only national park dedicated to the history and legacy of conservation in America. This park celebrates three major conservationists: George Perkins Marsh, Frederick Billings, and Lawrence Rockefeller. These names aren't just a mouthful, they represent a deep and powerful tradition of stewardship. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a powerful image, a young girl planting a tree. It's a simple act that symbolizes something much greater, investing in the future of the planet. The tree planting isn't just symbolic, it's a nod to how these conservation leaders believed in sustainable forestry, replanting, and caring for the environment long before climate action became a global concern. You'll also notice the landscape in the background, showing the forests of Vermont. It's peaceful, rich in detail, and captures the spirit of the park perfectly. Above the image are the words, Marsh-Billings Rockefeller, while below it reads Vermont, and 2020, marking the year of release. It also includes E pluribus unum, the classic Latin phrase meaning, out of many one. Flip the coin over, and of course, you'll find the enduring portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has been the face of the quarter since 1932, with minor modifications over the years. The 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter was minted at three main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Look closely under "In God We Trust," and you'll see a small letter P, D, or S, indicating the mint of origin. The San Francisco Mint produced both standard proof and silver proof versions, while Philadelphia and Denver focused on circulation strikes, the ones you're most likely to find in your pocket. Most of these coins are still worth just 25 cents, and that's to be expected. But as always, a few rare versions slip through the cracks that end up becoming incredibly valuable. The key to value here lies in rarity, minting errors, and grade. Every so often, a coin comes off the line with a flaw, something like a die crack, an off-center strike, or even being struck on the wrong type of metal point. One such error involves what collectors call a Struck through. Error. Where a foreign object like grease or debris was on the die during minting, leaving a blank or distorted patch on the coin. Other Montana quarters have been discovered with die chips, doubling, or even struck on planchets meant for other coins. These errors, while unintentional, turn common coins into collector's gold. Condition is another crucial factor. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and anything above MS-65 is considered highly collectible. A coin in mint condition, straight from an original roll or sealed set, can be worth far more than face value. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins and assign them grades based on luster, strike, and any signs of wear or damage. If you believe you have something unique, grading is your first step to unlocking value. Let's say you find a Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter with a noticeable error, and it's in mint state condition. You may have something very special on your hands, a piece that's more than just a historical token. One such coin was recently discovered with a significant minting error and minimal handling. It was submitted for grading, authenticated, and then sold at a coin auction where the bids were unexpectedly high. Why did it sell for so much? Because it was a rare combination of a recognized error, beautiful condition, and a story that connected with collectors who care about nature, history, and American coinage. As the bidding intensified, the price began to climb, not just because of the error, but because coins from more recent years rarely achieve this kind of attention unless they're truly extraordinary. This particular quarter had no business being worth more than 25 cents, yet it stood out in a sea of millions and grabbed the spotlight. That's the thrill of coin collecting, discovering value where no one else thought to look. And now, for the big reveal. How much was this one-of-a-kind 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter actually worth? This rare and stunningly preserved quarter, struck with an unusual error, sold for a remarkable $15,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $15,000. For a coin that most people would have spent at a vending machine without a second thought. It just goes to show, every coin has a story. Some are worth exactly what they say. But others? Well, they're worth digging for, inspecting closely, and sometimes, even turning into treasure. So the next time you get change back from the store, don't rush to toss it in a jar. Give those quarters a closer look. Especially the ones from 2020. You never know what kind of gem you might be holding. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you learned something new or felt inspired to check your coins, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more treasure hunting adventures. Drop a comment below if you've come across a rare coin or are curious about another in the series. We love hearing your stories and might feature yours in a future video. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins close, and your curiosity alive. Happy collecting! Top 5. Today's video is going to take you on a journey back in time, to the War of 1812, to Lake Erie, and to one of America's boldest naval victories. All of this, captured on a quarter. We're talking about the 2013 Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Washington quarter. Sounds like a mouthful, right? But trust me, this coin packs a punch, both in historical value and in real-world dollars. So before you toss your spare change into a jar or hand it over at the gas station, take a good look. Because the coin we're about to talk about might just be the key to unlocking a serious windfall. This quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. It celebrated national parks and historic sites across all 50 states, U.S. territories, and the District of Columbia. In 2013, one of the featured designs honored a unique monument located in Ohio, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial, commemorating a crucial battle and the peace that followed. This memorial stands on South Base Island in Lake Erie and honors Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, who led the United States to victory over the British Navy during the Battle of Lake Erie in the War of 1812. Not only did this battle secure control of the lake for the U.S., but it also marked the first time a British naval squadron had surrendered in history. That's a major deal, and the memorial is a symbol of both triumph and unity. The coin's reverse design features the towering column of the Perry's Victory Memorial in the background, with a figure of Commodore Perry in the foreground, confidently stepping forward with sword in hand. The artwork was designed by Donna Weaver and sculpted by Don Everhart, both highly respected artists in the U.S. Mint's program. The figure of Perry stands tall and proud, evoking a sense of purpose and determination. The memorial in the background rises above, perfectly capturing the sense of peace and strength the monument represents. It's a powerful image squeezed into a small piece of metal. The inscriptions include Perry's Victory, Ohio, 2013, and E Pluribus Unum. It's an elegant and impactful layout that stands out among the America the Beautiful series. Flip the coin over, and as always, you'll find the classic image of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan and updated for this series. It's a familiar face that reminds us of the continuity of U.S. coinage. Now let's talk mints. The 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter was struck at 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from each mint carried different values, especially depending on how they were made. Philadelphia coins are marked with a P, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. The San Francisco quarters include both regular proofs and silver proofs, which are struck with extra care for collectors. While most of these quarters are still worth just face value, a few rare specimens have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars due to minting errors and pristine condition. That's where things get exciting. What kind of errors are we talking about? Well, some Perry's Victory quarters were discovered with double die errors, where the design was struck twice slightly off. This causes doubling in the letters or the outline of the design. There are also off-center strikes, where the entire image appears shifted on the coin, and die cracks, where imperfections in the die result in raised lines or marks on the surface of the coin. Another rare error is the struck on wrong planchet variety, where a quarter is accidentally struck on a blank meant for a dime or a foreign coin. These errors are like hitting the jackpot for collectors. Condition plays a huge role too. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, and anything above MS-65 is considered very high quality. MS-67, MS-68, or perfect MS-70 coins are where the serious value comes in. Coins straight from mint rolls or sealed sets are more likely to reach these higher grades. Even a coin with no error can be worth hundreds or more if it's in a flawless mint state. If you think you've found a rare Perry's Victory quarter, your first step should be submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate, grade, and encapsulate it, making it ready for sale or display. Some collectors focus their entire hobby on finding these modern rarities. While they're not as old as silver quarters from the 1930s or 1940s, their scarcity in high grade or with errors makes them incredibly sought after. And in one particularly remarkable case, a 2013 Perry's Victory quarter turned up with a near-perfect grade and a rare error that shocked even veteran collectors. This coin, found in brilliant uncirculated condition, had a double die error and perfect luster. When it went up for auction, collectors immediately knew it was something special. The bidding was fierce. What started as a modest offer quickly snowballed into an all-out race between serious buyers who recognized how rare this coin truly was. The final sale left everyone stunned. This tiny piece of metal, originally meant to buy a small coffee or a few minutes at a parking meter, sold for a staggering amount. And now, here's what you've been waiting for. That rare 2013 Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter, thanks to its exceptional condition and minting error, sold for an unbelievable $34,000. Yes, $34,000. For a coin most people wouldn't look at twice. It's a reminder that sometimes history, art, and a tiny minting mistake can come together to create something incredibly valuable. So the next time you check your change, don't overlook those quarters, especially the ones from 2013 with the image of Commodore Perry. Take a close look. It might just be the most profitable glance you ever take. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our coin collecting adventures. Have you ever found a rare quarter or an error coin in your collection? Drop your story in the comments. We love hearing from fellow treasure hunters and collectors. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins clean, and your curiosity alive. Happy collecting, and may your next quarter be the one that changes everything.